Yeah, that's coming soon. That's why I think there has to be some kind of cleansing that has to happen, it has to occur. So, I mean, this is all great thinking. It's all uplifting and it's elevating. You know, but that's why these people are here. We're all elevated. Everybody sees it, understands it. It's the next level of enlightenment. I can't wait till final ascension. I guess, I don't know. Before the world, or Grant, you believe in reincarnation then too, right? To be reborn into the world with a little water. Is that how you look at it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Michigan Steve, about the reincarnational thing. I think reincarnation became an option when the devastation came to the planet. I mean, originally, in the regenesis model of this Earth, when it was in a state of regenesis through Guardian Alliance and species coming here to open up flows of the hologram of the Earth, I knew that there was reincarnation as a part of the process of souls coming into living systems here in experiential reality on the Earth through what we call the 12 stargates, the 12 original stargates of Amenti. You know, Amenti project was bringing parts of the original consciousness of the soul fabric into reintegration within the Earth, so that various soul fragments could experience integration and life association in space-time realities through the various 12 stargates and what we call the 12 legions or 12 tribes on the Earth. So what would have originally happened was there would have been, say for example, 12 stargates, 12 tribes popped up from, they all came through the core and through the various layers of the Earth and different communities within inside the Earth onto the outer surface of the Earth into 12 locations. Now these 12 locations are very specific. They're mentioned in the books of voyages, which we call Voyages 1 and Voyages 2. And these people would have spent life cycles in each legion or each tribe on each stargate. And then because they could not complete their whole journey because they only had, say, 1/12 of the knowledge that could have been learned through experience, they would have died off at that time but still had their spiritual signature contained within the earth fields, and they would have reincarnated into the next one of the 12 stargates or 12 legions, 12 tribes, and they would have gained the next 1/12 of information or knowledge or training within that next 12 series. So after 12 incarnations they would have gone through the cycle of the 12 and they would have received the whole 12/12ths of the knowledge of the what we call the Maharata text training, or the CDT plates, the Cloister Dura Tura plates, or the what we call the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimensional frequency band training fields of evolution of consciousness in bioregenesis in association with the earth and personal self-identity. So there would have been an increase in all of them, and they would have had a migration of consciousness into the next harmonic universe, which would have been dimensions 7, 8 and 9. And there would have been an organic progression of evolution of consciousness up to 10, 11, 12, and then off the planet into high dimensional non-form realities. So this planet would have become an organic system through which all soul fragments could reintegrate themselves back into reformulation. This came into distortion when the intruder race lines came and started siphoning energies out. So reincarnation was a part of the program only during regenesis. Now, if you had been birthed into an organic system already, in other words, say for example you're on a far different planetary system in a harmonic organic system, you would have come in as a soul entity or an incarnate reality, and you would have very quickly progressed through all the dimensionalized forms of ascension through experiential reality into a higher dimensional structure, and you would have just evolved straight up. But that has not been the case here in planet Earth and many, many other planets on this galaxy and other galaxies in this fallen universe. So yeah, reincarnation is a thing that happens here as a consequence of not living in an organic system. Reincarnation only happens because we are not living in an organic system. If you were living on an organic planet, you would not reincarnate. You would just totally evolve your consciousness up into higher evolutions and fly off into higher dimensions, not having to drag you down codes that we are so encumbered by here. Does that make sense in some form? In other words, in a regenesis planet there are many, many interfering forms whereby reincarnation is necessary to give you many opportunities to overcome the overburden and control matrix that so encumbers us. Does that make sense in some degree? Come on up there, Michigan Steve, come on up.
Yeah, that's kind of like what Scott McQuaid says in reference to where he says that when we finally reach that one spiritual form that we were going to obtain and go back home, our seed will remain within us. We won't be able to continue spreading it. And maybe being the reason why here on earth we have the ability to procreate so that the seed can continue to be passed down. It's kind of an interesting way to look at it. But once it's all through and you're finally complete and you reach that point, your seed then remains within you. And that's it. That's the final ascension.
I think it's important to realize that there are many, many other living structures in the multi-cosmos. We are in a very, very small, infinitesimal part of creation. We are in a state of devastation. We are in a state of fall. We have fallen, even if you look at the biblical perspective, we have fallen from the knowledge of the glory of God. We've been shut down, and scientifically, when you look at it, science used to call it junk DNA, but they know now that it's just undecoded reality of your epigenetic overlay that causes chemical dysfunction within the chemical DNA. So, because you have an overburden of 98% shutdown, or 95% shutdown, they say, your potential is held down in molecular compaction. You are shut down as an entity. You can't express yourself. You have a potential. You have a potential knocking at the gate, but it can't liberate itself into acknowledgement in higher dimensional structure because of the epigenetic overlay controls of this planetary system. It's something here, that's shutting us down. We have a great potential, and given normal organic situation, we would be expanding our consciousness and diversity and knowledge and expression of life. We would be abounding in life very prolifically, but we're shut down here. We're controlled by an alien intrusion, by machinations, devices, technology, many, many things of chemical controls and frequency controls on the planet. We're being shut down, even as is evident with GMOs, fluoride, chemtrails, frequencies, and every other form of mind control on the planet. You see many, many things here that are shut down and are shutting people down. We have greater potential that's knocking at the doorway of expression, and we're contained here. This is why we have a hosting system. There is a host. It's called a high dimensional structure of our own consciousness. Many, many stations of our own original consciousness are here in support of our desire to rise and overthrow the distortions. And the host is what we call a host arrangement. We call the Guardian Alliance, or the Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, or the Alhambra Councils of Magistracy. There are many, many higher structures of our own original form that brought us here, that is trying to connect with us as we are shut down, so that they would know themselves in us, so we can overthrow the burden of corruption. Now, without the host, we would continue to be degraded and drawn down into a vortex energy siphoning system of the black hole matrix. The black hole matrix is a very powerful force operating within this galaxy and other galaxies in this universe. It's actually extracting energy through time rip technology, extracting particles of matter down into a black hole wormhole vortex energy siphoning system that you see in the center of this galaxy. It's not organic, it's an intrusion. And the original galaxy would be a perpetual motion life structure whereby everything's breathing in and out of source and increasing in knowledge and frequency and joy. That's not the case. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing to know that you are suppressed and are controlled and have been intruded and are shut down, and your genetic structure is shut down. You know, the electromagnetosphere of this earth controls the epigenetic overlay of your own DNA. The unigenetic underlay of your potential wanting to spring forth into expression through your chemical DNA or radiation signature of your auric field is limited. You cannot express your potential because of the epigenetic overlay and control of the electromagnetosphere of this earth, which is at a tilt. You know, the North Pole, South Pole of this earth has been put onto an ecliptic of 23.5 degrees, and we have a continual black hole vortex energy wormhole created into the center of this galaxy, which is a black hole. Our energy is being ripped out through many, many tendrils and tiny fibrils of control that run into every atom of every structure in all of this Milky Way galaxy, apart from a few pockets which are regenerating. Now, it's important for you to know that your body is a shutdown, molecular compaction, distraction and control matrix. You are a slave to the system, generating energy to supply their needs, your controllers, your DNA contributors. You have an original seed of creation deep within you which you can regenerate, and that which I call forth now. I call forth now that original power and self-identity reality of your own lone harmonic of self-reality into your own living memory matrix of recognition, of cognition, that you might know yourself the way you are originally created, so you can overthrow the distortion, you can overthrow the corruptors, you can override the distortion codes and come forth into your own true potentials. I call that forth from you now, in the midst of you. It is in you, hidden, overlaid and hidden by many corruption programs through eons of time of programming from the not the Guardian Alliance, but through the intruder race lines. I call you now to recall your own original encryption, lone harmonic, self-identity reality. That Christ in you, the Christic code of perpetual motion life. I call you to call that forth, for you to give permission to yourself to regenerate yourself and overthrow the corruption and harness that is sucking you down the black hole. I give you that power now as you would do it yourself. And you are supported by the Guardian Alliance, who would reinforce your invigoration and regeneration of your encryption of source code to overcome all depravity. I'm calling you now to that. Would you do that? Because certainly when you do call upon the host of God, you will overcome the burden of corruption. It is your intention, your will, your action, your decision, nothing to do with me. I'm only helping you see it. It is your action, and you are fully supported by the Guardian Alliance hosts and high dimensional councils of Alhambra Magistracy, councils of first creation. You are fully supported by a high dimensional structure that goes right out beyond all of creation and into the depths of the inner realms, the inner worlds, the inner kingdom of creation within you. Those many places and spaces between the atoms of reality of your own hologram of self-identity. I'm calling you now to call this power to yourself so that you will overcome It's your decision, your power, your will, your determination. And all the help that you need is right here with you. I'm calling you to it. I'm calling you to it. The first source of all creation. Let me read something for you. I'm going to read it to you. I'm just going to read it to you now. This is the latest counsel of help and assistance. It's called in the Christic name and action of the Alhambra Magistracy Councils of Cosminias and God's source first creation. So let me say it again. In the Christic name and action of the Alhambra Magistracy Councils of Cosminias and God's source first eternal. That is a council that's joining us here in the host of God to lift all those who would call upon the name of the living God host, to lift themselves out of the quagmire and devastation of the depravation, of the crushing of the world of intrusion that has so heretofore beset them. Would you now be lifted free from the bondage of depravity and corruption into the light and levity of the liberty and the spirit of power of love and peace and joy, into certainty of your own security? Would you come now and no longer listen to the voices of dead men that have controlled you through this world of alienation? Would you lift yourself to the living light through your own participation through the host of the living God source? It's something that can come to you if you desire it and trust it and call it. Even I don't know whether it is authentic because I'm proving it to myself. So far I've trusted it. Not only this latest edition, but many editions that I've called upon myself. I've heard it, I speak it, my life is changing. I feel a biological shift in my anatomy. I feel many living parts of myself coming online. I have greater intuition, greater knowledge. I'm able to speak more clearly. I'm able to love more dearly. I'm able to hold and embrace. I feel peace. I feel joy. I feel a goodness coming through all of this action of my own intention. I can only say that is what has happened to me. I cannot say what will happen for you, but there must be something within you that is original, which is whole and perfect, that will work for you when you call upon your original structure. Get past all distortions and all distractions and go to the original source and code of the template of your original creation and rebuild yourself in the knowledge of truth. That's what I say. And there you are. I don't know what it is. I'm only trusting something which I think is a lot better than other things I see in this world. My own good nature and your own good nature will decide for you. I know and I am sure that you want something that's beautiful. You want something that's peaceful and good, joyful, joyous, that's life-giving. You want something you can give to your children. You want something you can share that is true. You want something that is protective. You want something that's brilliant and abounding in creative reality. You want something that is enabling you to heal yourself and to heal others. You want something which is wonderful. You don't want this world of corruption. You can see through it. So therefore, hang on to something which is beautiful. Call upon something which is higher, which is virtuous, which is good and loving. You're going to do it yourself. You're going to do it yourself. And it's something your action will initiate and actuate. I can only be someone who's speaking it for myself, and maybe in the witness of my joy, in the witness of my video, in the witness of my action, you might take action and find something within yourself that works for you. It's going to be beautiful, it's going to be good, it's going to be of your own best interest and the best interest of all others. It's going to be supportive of life. It's going to be beautiful, and therefore I would shine that idea forth to you. I shine this idea forth to you. I don't know how it will look for you or how your action will work it, but I know that your own individual action will bring it for you. I can't do it for you, but you will do it for you. And you will shine life to others. It's beautiful. And so, anyway, I hand over the mic at that. And we love you. We love you. You're accepted in the beloved. And we shine forth our light to you, that you can shine life to others, that they would see you in the light of truth. And so it is. And so it is. Hand over now. Thank you. Thank you and thank you.